Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Monroe Kiefer. I provide training throughout the United States in surviving an active shooter incident. In this four-part video series based on the United States Department of Homeland Security, you will learn life-saving tips based on their methodology of 1. Run, 2. Hide, 3. Fight, and 4. Prevention. I encourage you to watch these videos with your family and your co-workers. Link the videos to your company website and your social media sites, such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Contact me for the many training options available at powermindtraining.com. The three options of run, hide, fight are not to be done in order. They are actually fluid, and the distance from the shooter determines the sequence. For example, if you're under 6 feet from a shooter, you may need to fight. 60 feet from the shooter, you should probably run and hide. Fighting may also afford you the opportunity to stun the gunman so you can then run or hide. All right, for video 4, let's look at some prevention tips and understand some psychology, motives, and profile of active shooters. What should you be looking for? Some active shooter statistics in the United States. 45% happen in businesses, about 24% in schools, about 10% in government buildings, and about another 10% in open spaces. So you're most susceptible to an active shooter in a business, a school, or a government building. Now, one thing I want to mention, the houses of worship is actually on the increase in the past 5 years. So the susceptibility in a house of worship is definitely on the rise. Active shooters' relationship to victims. 22% of the victims had no relationship at all to the active shooter. They were just incidental casualties. 41% had a professional affiliation, co-worker, so to speak, or manager, or subordinate. And then 23% an academic affiliation, perhaps a professor or another student. So those are interesting statistics. But 22%, nearly a quarter of the victims, had no relationship at all to the active shooter. Let's look at prevention. Active shooters usually talk to many people about their shooting plans. They research heavily online. They research weapons, bombs, study other active shooters. They're very active online. If you or your child knows something, they should report it. If they hear another student talking about shooting or doing research online, they should inform other people, parents, teachers, etc. Active shooters talk. Is your building secure, or can someone just walk in the front door with a shotgun? Many buildings have unsecured entry. I've visited personally many buildings across the country. The front door is completely unsecured. Anyone could walk in with a bomb or a weapon. And, incidentally, that's usually the entry point for active shooters. They simply walk in the front door. Signs like this are popular, but are ineffective in stopping an active shooter. The active shooter is not concerned about breaking a trespassing law or possession of a firearm. Recent studies show these actually encourage active shooters, showing that the location is a soft target and people are disarmed and easy to shoot. Here's a better option. Nobody likes surveillance. Active shooters don't like surveillance. So signs that talk about videotapes, video cameras, these are a better option. Be alert to possible workplace triggers. Triggers of violence in the workplace are a person being laid off, fired, bad behavior warnings, poor performance review, conflict with a coworker, poor customer interactions, domestic violence, disputes with ex-partners, alcohol or drug abuse, emotional difficulties, financial difficulties, and then simply random acts of violence. These are some main triggers that can set off an active shooter or a bomber. What's an active shooter thinking? Most have planned the attack for months to years. It's not usually a snap decision. They've talked to others about it, people close to them, family or friends. They have experience with firearms, tend to be depressed, perhaps some form of mental illness. Many times they're bullied or disciplined and feel oppressed. They are also mentally ready to die that day. They're trying to get a target or targets and high random body count. They're also in a hurry, searching for easy targets. Shooters' motives, usually racism, religious extremism, jealousy, mental illness of some form. Bullying is huge, especially in school shootings and college shootings. Anti-government views, anti-workplace or anti-management. The common thread, they all seek some form of revenge. Workplace shooters, usually seeking revenge on someone. Everyone else is collateral damage. Prevention strategy for managers and HR staff. Be nice to your staff and your employees. Be helpful when people ask for help. Never discipline someone in front of their coworkers. Do not laugh or ridicule or belittle staff, and be helpful even if staff need to be let go. A tip for kids and teenagers: report it. If a classmate talks about shooting or bringing a gun to school, report it to 2 teachers and tell your parents. Many shooters could have been prevented if someone had told someone that was going on. OSHA also requires you to provide a safe workplace. Active shooter training helps in compliance with OSHA regulations. Be sure and visit my website, powermindtraining.com, for more information and educational videos. Be trained, be safe.